The roots of the Cold War. The ongoing conflict, which has started since 1979 and better known as the Cold War between Islamic Republic of Iran and Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, is just an unacceptable treaty among the both that which country will rule as a Muslim dynasty. Saudi Arab has an image of a leader that has control over Mecca and Medina, which is a holy place for Muslims. History has few incidents that reflect that the government of both countries have always consoled and assured for better relations among the two countries. But Mecca incident in 1987 was a shame for both countries as it took place during the Hajj. Still, the moment that arose soon after is yet not vanished from the memories of the families who had lost their loved ones, and the same has been the most unexpected incident in a religious place, though not the first time in the world's history, but one that will always be a topic for people of Muslim community. Nobody in the world thought that the thing which started as a religious war would also influence the economic and political departments of both countries. Their leaders are always targeting each other on a global platform. Few incidents that instigated the rise of war. Iraq-Iran war instigated by Saddam Hussein had left many families weeping, and commoners were forced to leave their roots and even die like rats. The American support that Iraq gained had adverse effect on Iran. Simultaneously, the conflict among Iran and Iraq evoked, and two had different organizations to offer their support on a global platform. Both the countries have tried to resolve the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, but Iran had always preferred a violent pathway by using Hamas and Hezbollah to fight Israel. Saudi Arab, on the other hand, has always tried a diplomatic approach and wanted to accord peace with Israel. Arab Spring has shaken up many roots of various countries such as North Africa and area in Middle East that led to civil war in Libya and Syria. Gulf Union was created soon after. It seems to be the response by Saudi Arabia. One has a Shiite power, and other has Sunni power, which is an Islamic religion which differed for both the countries and beliefs of their resident, which has led to this 30-year-long conflict. Reasons that were the ignition for this ongoing fire. The greed of utilizing each other's economic resource by political and economic dominance and to prove their own power is more than the other ones has brought them to this point, which is very sensitive, and when a neighboring country is not a friendly nation, the government cannot sit back and relax. Back as a result of Gulf War during 1991, Iraq was sidelined and technically was destroyed, and the two which raised above were Iran and Saudi Arabia as two major religious powers. One is targeting the other. An incident that took place in Lebanon is a prime evidence of this effort made by the two. Saudi Arabia had forced their prime minister to resign as the country had control of Iran. Even when a country is being supported by some other developed country, it is always considered as they are providing them tools to convert this Cold War into hot war. The missile launch resulted as Yemen's civil war drags on. The different stance taken up by both the countries, whether Saudi Arabia or Iran, has also reflected their own motive during the Yemen Revolution. The Houthis and Saleh had an alliance among themselves, which ended abruptly in November when the former president decided to end the allegiance. Later, he lost his life to the Houthi group while trying to flee the capital. Hundreds and thousands of people are struggling in the middle of thought to support their own ruling or to fight back for becoming a developed economy. Both the countries are suffering at one point of time or the other. Loss of resources, human life, losing the status of being a peaceful nation on a global stage, as well as coming with the face of being a believer of thoughts that at the end have some destination if both are in favor of humanity and peace. Here, it is all about being a superior power, having correct beliefs. Here, thoughts are not to prove that our beliefs are correct, rather, the thoughts are hiding behind the mask of religion, and they are to control the other one and prove the world that they can be as powerful as they want to be, no matter what's on the stake for that achievement. Effect of the 3-decade-long conflict. The world is having an eye on this conflict, as any Cold War can turn into a hot one with one small move which can gain attention of the seekers who are waiting for that one thing to happen, may whatever it can be. Many prestigious media persons and prestigious analysts have a common opinion that anything can happen at any point of time as the conflict has not been resolved, and people all around the world are suffering, as their nation provide them oil, which is the major resource used as fuel all over the world, and nobody wants to lose that in a war that will not satisfy any thoughts, rather will result into suffering, loss of human life, loss of economic resources, and a very tense environment all over the globe. Big media houses have coded this as World War III, as tension has arisen but nothing officially is declared by either of the two. Missile attacks are the one that have been witnessed, and the results are miserable, which have given birth to speculation that the answer to the death of Sahel, the target was missed by misfortune, or was just a reminder that, be prepared, something big is coming that needs their attention. The concern of the countries which are nearby is correct, as the use of nuclear bomb in case used by them will affect the whole world, not only these places. Speculations are sometimes assumptions, and assumptions lead to rumors, but there is no smoke without a fire. Life in these two countries is hard to carry on, but biological cycle is going on, ignoring the effect on disturbed ecosystem. Big powerful forces are being considered to satisfy their political concerns by enjoying the heat between the two nations, ignoring the fact that it is taking them towards the dawn. The countries are struggling with the effect that a dictator has caused to them in past and is not in a stable position, yet recovery which was minimal is also getting vanished. Leaders are the creator of the new era of this war. Prince Mohammed bin Salman, Saudi Arabia's crown prince, addressed Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who is the supreme leader of Iran, the new Hitler of the Middle East. The Iran's government declared to increase the fuel charges has awakened the thoughts of people all over the world. The protest started with economic issues but later converted into wider anti-government sentiment. Iran's foreign interventions have decreased the cash inflow, which is also adversely affected by the rising price of fuel, resulting into unemployment at a very large scale among the youth. Iran was already struggling with domestic challenges, and this has just contributed to increase the same. Presently, 22 people have lost their lives due to this unrest. The regime has ended the wave of unrest linked to the protest. This was claimed by Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, or IRGC, which is considered as Iran's most powerful. Saudi Arabia was rattled by the recent Iranian expansionism. The gained influence of Iran in regions like Iraq, Syria, Yemen, and Lebanon, which stretches from the Mediterranean Sea to Tehran, is all because of its being considered as Shia zone. During development of Iran, it has received assistance by Russia. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman had warned about the danger of the rise of the Shia zone and had also added about the Iran's influence in Sudan, Djibouti, and Pakistan. The warning shared by President of France was also regarding the same matter. This reflects the concern of people around the globe trying to put down the weapons in the hands of young lives. Nobody would gain a major but will surely lose many things during the war times. Expectations from the war as influenced by the changing world. The new year started with a bang, but for these two nations, Things got worse enough as the 30-year-old pain was revived with an attack which was deliberate. But everyone around the world is expecting that the response should not be that high, which could affect the globe at a glance. Measures to develop peace have been initiated by the world community, but the Gulf countries are angry about the whole thing. The thoughts to move in a direction of peace have gone into vain, as the Korean president and American president have started targeting each other, and when such nuclear powers are having a non-acceptable response to each other, then the nations like these are also getting fueled up to get fame in the international market by using the Cold War that has covered almost 3 decades and can be converted into a hot war or third part of the World War.